Welcome to the Family Brand Show. We're Chris and Melissa Smith of FamilyBrand.com, husband and wife, parents of 5, and we want to help you take back your family and to live life on your terms.
And we know being a family can feel really overwhelming. Parents tell us they feel like they're being pulled in a million different directions. It's so challenging to navigate the uncertainty and all the chaos that's happening in the world right now.
And that's why we want to bring you every single week actionable tips and strategies that you can implement in your daily life to become a better parent, to become a better spouse, and to build a stronger family. And look, there's never been a better time and a more important time than right now to take back your family. You can define what your family stands for, or the world is going to do it for you. And the world needs strong families now more than ever. And it starts right here with your family.
Okay, so Melissa has a really exciting announcement to make that is a cool accomplishment that she mentioned to me on the drive home from the gym this morning. And I was like, that's a big deal. And I put her on the spot, shot a video, posted it on my Instagram stories. So Melissa, tell us this accomplishment that I think is worth celebrating.
It's funny because it does feel like an accomplishment to me, but you've probably done this for like 12 years.
Enough about me. We're talking about you.
Okay. The accomplishment is I use this app for my workouts. It's called Sweat. And I really like it if you're looking for a workout app. I was just telling a woman about it last week. She was like, what do you do for your workouts? It's this app called Sweat. And they have all different kinds of workouts. This is just a little aside. They have all different kinds of workouts. You can choose like, do I want to do a Pilates program? Do I want to do like an at-home program? Am I really focused on strength? Am I focused on, whatever? There's kind of every program that you could want. But it keeps track of how many weeks you've worked. So it'll be like, you've completed, I don't even know exactly what it is. But today or this week, I got the notification that I have achieved 51 weeks of consistency in the app.
51 weeks in a row.
51 weeks in a row.
Just a little plug for the Sweat app. Melissa also frequently get compliments at the gym on her posterior chain, namely her booty.
Thanks, Chris. Okay.
Well, you do. If you a lot of people compliment, like a lot of women are always like, wow, you got a nice butt. And I know probably lots of men in the gym are thinking it. I'm certainly thinking it. So
Embarrassing.
the Sweat app is rocking.
I do really like it. I've done a lot of different workouts over the years. A lot, but I feel like you were laughing about something.
Well, I had a candle sitting in our house one time. What does it say on it? You're perfect and
I love you and your butt's perfect.
I love you and your butt is perfect. And Melissa was like, so unlike her. She was like, who sent this to you? I'm like, who would send me a candle that is like, I love you and your butt is perfect? She thought someone sent it to me. It was like jealous and like mad. I was like, I got it for you. She's like, oh, thanks for the candle. I'm like,
I think that was a few years ago. I think I was mostly joking, but I don't know. Okay, so what it says is you have completed one or more workouts for the past 51 weeks. Keep it up. And, a year is 52 weeks, right? I was like, I'm almost a year in this app. And usually what happens is I've been pretty consistent over the years, but usually something will happen and I'll like not work out for 2 or 3 weeks and then I'll, get back into it. And fortunately, I've had good health and, I don't always feel like going to the gym. Don't get me wrong, but I've been able to be consistent for a year in this app. And there's so many programs, like I said. So I'm going to tell you the specific one I use in case that you're looking for something and so you don't get overwhelmed in the app. It's called Strength with Kayla. And I like it because it has 2 days of like lower body, 2 days of upper body. The workouts are generally 40 minutes or so, or less. Sometimes they're 30 minutes. And there's not a lot of jumping, it's just like strength training, which I've really been enjoying lately. So
when Melissa said that, I was like, that's a really big deal. Like one that deserves to be acknowledged. I think sometimes it's really easy to acknowledge others, but not ourselves. And I'm like, man, 51 weeks. And I really do believe the great divider of people with regards to what they're able to accomplish, there's probably a lot of things, but to me, the number one is consistency. It's just like, how how long can we stick with something? And then I asked Melissa, maybe this would be useful to share. Because she said in the car this morning, she's like, man, I'm proud of myself because she's like, we're going on vacation next week. She's like, normally I would just take the week off on vacation, but I definitely don't want to because I want to hit
I got to fit 52 weeks.
52 weeks. And then she was like, I'm much more consistent than I used to be. So I was like, well, what changed? What has had you have even more consistency? And I think what you said was insightful about just even, I want to stay active for life. And
I think it really has helped that Chris has been so consistent. There's this phrase that's like, be a lighthouse and not a tugboat. And in this case, what that means to me is Chris has always been very consistent with the gym. That's like an identity that you have. And you're like that lighthouse that's not like, you're just like, I'm over here doing my thing, hiding my light. But you never once have been like, come on with me. We're going to the gym. Like,
come on, you cute little tugboat. Remember the tug gear?
But when you are a lighthouse, like it draws people to you and it draws. So it's been easier to be like, oh, I would see how having that identity and having that lifestyle, being more consistent has blessed you. And I'm like, oh, I want that too, even though I feel like it's taken me a really long time to develop an identity of someone who goes to the gym consistently and enjoys working out and whatnot. But the other thing that I noticed is once I started feeling some momentum and I could see, like in the app, you record your weights. I can see myself getting stronger, like in the app, like I'm lifting more weight, and then I can see my muscles like starting to come in. But not only that, so that's motivating. But not only that is, I noticed this year when I played, the last few years I played a volleyball league, like a women's volleyball league in a neighboring town, and I like feel really good. Like I feel, and I even had people tell me like, wow, you can jump really high, which is kind of silly, but
Jumps very high.
I'm over 40 now and I'm like, no, I feel really good. Like I feel like I can jump and I can hit the ball. And Tanner, our 17-year-old, he asked me to play pickleball with him recently and he crushed me at pickleball, but like I can get around on the court and we can totally have fun together. And I think that continuing to stay active and putting that time into the gym really contributes to being able to do that.
I was actually cracking up when they told me about their pickleball game because Tanner was like, yeah, Mom had all these rules though. I can't smash the ball. I only have to hit nice soft serves to her. Like it was
a little ridiculous because I had just gotten out. It was like in the evening and I had just gotten out of the shower and I was like all cleaned up and he was like, let's go play pickleball. And I was like, I'm not going to go play pickleball. So I was like, and he's like, come on, Mom. So he's like, okay, I will go play with you. And then
listed all these rules.
And the very last game we played, Tanner loves any kind of sports. He's like, always has. But so we played, I said, okay, I'll play one game. And then we played one game and he's like, one more. So we played one more. And then he's like, okay, one more, just to 2. So we played another game just to 2. And they said, okay, just one more, just to 1. We'll only play 1 point. And he was like, I'll let you serve. So it was only a game to 1, but I won.
You left the court victorious.
Court victorious, yeah.
Because of your 51 weeks in a row. No, I think it's awesome. And I wanted to acknowledge Melissa and celebrate her in that. And
thank you. That was amazing.
You are welcome. We were talking about this as well at the gym today. A post that Melissa was sharing with me in the sauna that kind of had a little bit of this energy and a vibe from this post around, well, it must be nice. Like someone basically did a post about, hey, some people are able to do things that other people aren't able to do, and that must be nice. Kind of more like a little bit of a victim energy to it. And
it said, the one thing odd is, it was like, if you're going to share something that, it was actually about vacations. And it was like, if you're going to share about a vacation that you're on and there's some complaints you have about it, read the room, which I do agree with. But it was like, only share those complaints with someone in your same like economic
status.
Yeah, someone else who also can go on vacation, because Anyway, keep.
Yeah, and I think the phrase "must be nice" is one of the most passive aggressive phrases to be a victim. And I've used it before. I try not to anymore, but it's like no, like if you see someone doing something like Melissa, right? And you look at Melissa and you're like, look at how athletic she is, or look at how fit she is, or whatever occurs to you. Look how consistent she is. Look at the gym she goes to. It would be easy for anyone to go, oh, it must be nice. The only thing that creates is more of what you don't want or don't have that even has you saying that in the first place. Or you see someone post something about a vacation they went on and you go, oh, it must be nice. Or you see someone talk about a relationship they have and you're like, oh, it must be nice. It's like, no, like it's not that must be nice. It's, I wonder what they did to create that. I wonder what they did to make that happen. I wonder what sacrifices they have made to make that a possibility. I wonder how consistent they've been. I wonder how long they've been at it. Most people that have something or are in a position of something that might have you kind of covet it a little bit or be jealous of it, there's a really strong likelihood that they had to work really hard and be very diligent and disciplined and consistent to create that. Not all the time, but like I would guess greater than 95% of the time. And so it's just, in my opinion, it's just that it's not thus like the wrong question. Good, because I'm not like good, bad, right, or wrong. It's like, it's just not a useful thought. Like, what is that creating for you to say, oh, must be nice? And I think it can be confronting for sure. It can be so easy for any of us to be jealous of someone's accomplishment. But if we could learn to be inspired by it, even if we're initially confronted, even if it's initially like, must be nice, or man, I'm kind of jealous. And then I like, hold on. Actually, what could I learn from this? How could I apply this in my life? What would I have to do to create that? Who would I have to become to have that? Because the other thing that's dangerous about saying must be nice is you're making the assumption that they didn't have to do anything to get it. It just like fell in their lap. Melissa is fit. She is healthy. She is active. That didn't just fall in her lap though. She also could have been very non-committed to her health and fitness the last 51 weeks of the year, but she wasn't. She created that. She showed up. She did the work. And look, this is like the formula is the same in every domain of your life, by the way. You want to grow stronger spiritually? You want to grow stronger financially? You want to grow stronger in your relationships? You want to grow stronger in your health and fitness? It's the same formula. It's like clarity of what you want plus disciplined consistency over a long period of time creates really magical things and really powerful things. But just do not ever let yourself say things like, oh, it must be nice, or yeah, good for them. That would never happen. It's just like, there's nothing that will ever be created that's useful from you complaining. I mean, yes, you do create something when you complain, but just usually more of what you don't want. So these two we were having this conversation in the sauna anyways. And then when Melissa shared with me, hey, I'd made it to the gym 51 weeks in a row. I was like, man, there's totally a correlation there. It's not like for Melissa, what she's accomplished. And like she said, I can still run and I can jump and I can do things physically that are important to me. That's not like it must be nice for her. It's like, no, she's like worked to have that. And look, I also recognize there are some things in life where there are these inherent limitations where it's like, yeah, that's unfortunate. And people do the best they can with those. But there's so many cases though, where it's like, there's so many times in my life where I would look at someone and like just be a victim. I'd be jealous. I would be unhappy for them. I would be like, well, yeah, it must be nice. And yeah, I would just encourage you to like really pay attention to that. Really pay attention to not doing that and not allowing that to be part of your identity or part of the energy that you put out in your life.
Yeah, I love that. And then, so we were just talking about all this in the sauna today after our workout. And I think that, this going back to the original post that kind of inspired these thoughts was, I felt like in the post they were saying, it's the responsibility of the person posting to like how they were going to deliver it. Like all the responsibility was on the person posting to make sure that they delivered it in the right way and to the right audience. And Chris and I just had this thought, but is it 100% their responsibility or is it a shared responsibility? Like, yes, they do their best to like portray what they're going to portray in a good spirit. But then also there's a responsibility of the person that's receiving that information too, because some people might see it and be inspired. Like, I wish I could go on that vacation. What would I have to do to go on that vacation? Or I'm going to keep going with vacation because that's what the actual post was about. But, it applies to anything in life. Or am I going to be upset that they posted that and think like, oh, they must have done that in a spirit of look at me, or a spirit of, just like not good intentions, which is probably not true.
Yeah. And the idea of responsibility is interesting too. We've talked about this before, but for me, responsibility doesn't work like 50-50, 70-30, 60-40. It's like 100-100. So really what you could say is, yeah, maybe I'm 100% responsible for what it is I post and how I post it and being thoughtful about it. I could get behind that. Yeah, I'm 100% responsible. But regardless of how I post it, you are 100% responsible for how you receive it and react to it. I saw someone on today, saying like, reshared a post from someone that's like, it's impossible for the average family to make it in the world today financially. It's just not possible. It's like, well, that's just not true. Like, and there was a number of people in the comment section saying like, we work hard, we do everything we can barely pay our bills. So 2 things I can hold space for in that. 1, I can have empathy and feel sorry for someone who feels like they're doing everything in their power and working as hard as they can and can barely pay their bills. And I also can say, and then change something. I think it's just like, we discredit ourselves when we feel like, oh, no, I'm powerless to this. It's like, oh, if the money you're currently making barely allows you to pay your bills and not get ahead, instead of just complaining about that and being a victim to it, and then looking at other people who can get ahead a little bit every month and say like, must be nice, which basically removes all responsibility from you, you could go look and go, okay, I'm going to find gratitude for the jobs that we do have that at least allow us to like break even every month. And I'm going to put my energy into like, well, how can I create more money? What would I have to do and who would I have to be to get a better job? Could we be a little bit more intentional with like our expenses each month? Like you're always going to lose when you slip into victimhood and must be nice. And you're always going to give yourself a chance to win when you slip into like, and well, what am I going to change about it? What am I going to do about it?
And I think too, in your example there, you're just talking about, okay, what additional things can I create? I think too, it could be to like subtract, like maybe we got into a home that the house payment is like really big. So maybe it's like, hey, let's look at that. Like maybe we could just make some moves, no pun intended, around housing. Or yeah, I think you're totally right that there's, I don't know, I just think humans are such like powerful, creative beings that I think there's always something to look at and always something that we can do or change or continue to improve.
Yeah, I guess that's what I want to say more than anything in closing is all this to say, you're amazing. You're capable of amazing things, probably far more than you gave yourself credit for. Put your energy into that and get really clear on what you want. Be very disciplined about it, and then be disciplined very consistently over a long period of time. And you'd be amazed what you could create, how you could change your life, your health, your finances, your relationships. You're amazing. All right. So that is it for today's episode of the Family Brand Podcast.
But before you go, we have something fun for you.
Yeah. Like if you've ever wondered, okay, so how's our family culture actually doing? We've got an incredible quiz for that.
Good news, it's quick, it's free, and when you're done with that quiz, we'll even email you this awesome PDF full of practical ways to strengthen your family culture right away.
So all you have to do is go to familybrand.com/quiz, take the quiz, grab the PDF.
We'll see you next time.